Hello, and thank you for attending my presentation on the recent mass pilot whale stranding. My name is Amber Marcusick, and I look forward to discussing this recent tragedy with you all today. First things first, the facts. What we know is that there was over 100 pilot whales that washed up on the shore of the Chatham Islands, which are a little less than 500 miles from the coast of New Zealand, which you can see here on this map. Unfortunately, the Chatham Islands are a hot spot for marine animal strandings. In fact, the whale species that become stranded on these islands the most is, you guessed it, as shown, pilot whales. Since 1901, over 4,000 pilot whales have become stranded in this area. The largest singular occurrence of this species becoming stranded was in 1819, when 1,000 whales became stranded. If I can draw your attention to the table shown, we can also note that there have been dusky dolphins, sperm whales, and multiple species of beaked whales, including Culver's beaked whale and the strap-toothed whale, that have become stranded on this island as well. To keep it short and sweet, I'm going to quickly mention that there are two types of pilot whales, long-finned and short-finned. Long-finned pilot whales are the species that we're going to focus on because they're the ones that we found stranded recently. There are three subspecies of long-finned pilot whales. One in the North Atlantic, one in the Southern Hemisphere, which is the one we're discussing, and there was one in the North Pacific, but unfortunately they're extinct now. You can see on this distribution map that the dark blue is the species that we are focused on. I have also circled the general area where the Chatham Islands are to give a visual on the tragedy we're focused on today. Our southern subspecies are circumpolar, so their northern limits are at Sao Paulo, Brazil, Cape Province, South Africa, New Zealand, hence the islands, and around 19 degrees south of Chile. They tend to go as far south as the Antarctic, which is around 47 degrees south to 62 degrees south, and they have been seen at 67 to 68 degrees south in the South Pacific as well. Our pilot whales tend to forage at depths of 600 to 1,650 feet below sea level, which brings them rather close to the surface in the top layer, the sunlight zone, and a little bit towards the top of the twilight zone. This could lead to the possibility as to why they get so close to land and become stranded. If their food source gets close enough to the shore, they gotta do what they gotta do, and this could result in stranding themselves. This did happen in 1971 when 27 pilot whales became beached at Pyramid Cove on California's southern coast. They were believed to have been falling squid that were spawning on the coast at the time. To know whether or not food was the motivation behind the recent stranding that we're talking about, we would need to see if any common prey of the long-finned pilot whales were present at the time. But following their resources may not be the only cause of these tragedies. Behavioral-wise, pilot whales tend to congregate in pods that can contain up to hundreds of whales, but within the pods are smaller, close-knit groups of around 10 to 20 whales. The smaller groups are usually formed around adult females and their offspring and tend to have a couple male whales in the group as well. Because these smaller groups are so close-knit, this could explain why strandings are so common within the species. These tragedies demonstrate that they have a very strong social bond, because when they are approaching shore, they are more likely to merge, which explains the higher number of individuals that become stranded, because all the little groups all combine into one. A less popular opinion is the effect of noise on the whales. As we all know, whales use echolocation to communicate with themselves, to locate food, and to also see, for example, vessels in front of them, large masses in front of them. In 2011 and 2012, there were 2 mass strandings of pilot whales in Scotland, and at first, noise avoidance was believed to be one of the contributing factors, but was later debunked because of evidence of low traffic numbers during the time from the Navy. In regards to the location of the stranding that we're focused on, vessel traffic isn't too high. An example is shown on the following graph. On May 12th of last year, there were 12 vessels in the area. Although this isn't huge, for a smaller island it may be possible for vessel traffic to affect the movement of these pilot whales. Whether it's foraging habits and getting too close to shore, group loyalty, or noise avoidance, this presentation was filled with educated hypotheses as to why strandings like these are continuously occurring within this species. I hope it gave you all a better understanding of the species and how their everyday habits may contribute to events like these. I appreciate your time, and if you have any questions, let me know. Here's my work.